Hello guys. So let's quickly revise what we have learned, we have gone through in our previous lesson. Let me just open the navigator. So what we are going to build is the Riddle app. What we went through is MVC design pattern. If you are not clear, go to the previous video, watch it. And then we spoke about our Riddle app, what all is required in the application. This is the object diagram where we have view, controller, and model. Okay, this is what we are going to see now, how we can have our model setup, then what our controller will do, and how we can see the view. Okay, so let's dive in. I'll close this. So this is the basic template which I showed you. I have just added some couple of information where and all what we need. Okay, so here I have some dummy riddles which I got it from internet. We'll be making use of it. So I'll show you how we can have the model and all. So open the main storyboard. So this is where our storyboard is. So what we wanted to build is, we wanted to have, this is how you can access the object library. We want UI button. Okay, I will do Command D to get another button. Okay, so this, I need one label. So let me type quickly and get the label. I have label here. So assume it is showing some riddle as of now, and this will just say show next riddle. This is my button, and then if you wanted to see answer for that specific riddle, how you will do that, I will say here answer. So, and I'll do Command D to get one more label here, and I'll say answer riddle. Okay, so this is our if we don't know, initially will not show the riddle answer. That is just, if you click on the button, it will show you. Okay, my bad. So it is anyways, let me place it. Okay, so this is the basic things what we need to do for this. Okay, so what I will do is, I'll go to my view controller and I'll take just one riddle and I'll paste it in my label to set up. Just to follow it on a specific, see, you could see the placement is gone wrong, correct? So for that, what we need is, we need our, okay, let me go here and say I want, let me make it, I can make it 2 also, or let's see, if I say 0, then also it will set depending on the text, the line size. So I only exist when there is a light, but direct light kills me. This is the riddle. I click on show next riddle, it will change the riddle here. And if I click on answer, if this is the riddle, it will give me the specific answer. Okay, this is our view setup basically. Let's go to the class view controller, and let's do first part is our model designing. We can do later. I can show you how we can segregate from here. So let me create the first model saying let I have riddles. Okay, so this shows like we are creating an array. Okay, so what I will do is I'll go like this, and let me copy paste from here only. I'll just minimize this so that I'll have more space. Copy, and I'll say my first riddle is this. Okay, and when I wanted to add one more item into the array, what I need to do is, it will be separated by comma. So let me copy another riddle which we had. Okay, and we need one more riddle I have is this. Perfect. So now for the last item, you don't need to mention comma because there is no next item which is sitting in the riddles. So the another part what I need is answers. Okay, so this is my answer array. So the first one is shadow. Okay, let me quickly copy paste that. Okay, in this tutorial what we are doing is this, we are using a collection type array. Okay, later I will introduce you to the dictionaries, and you can see like you can have a key value pair. This can act as your key, and this can be a value. This can be a key, this can be a value. Since we wanted to go in an ordered list, let's think this, what we have done is we have taken arrays. Okay, two arrays, one riddles and another one is answers. Okay, now what else we need? I showed you what we need is my view controller wanted to know where my current riddle index is. So let me create one stored property which will say my current riddle index. Okay, that I'll set to 0. So 0 in arrays, how the index works, this is 0, this is 1, this is 2. Okay, and how we have mapped it, the first riddle is this, for that the answer is this, the second riddle is this, the answer is this. So clear enough. Now what we will do is we want outlet connection to the label. How we can do that? Let's go to this window, and now instead of, let's go to manual, and I will have Riddle App, and I'll have main story. And there is one more way how you can get it here is just I will just go back to the previous thing. Here I am. This is your storyboard, correct? You press option on your keyboard and then click on main storyboard, and it will get you access here. Okay, this is another way of doing it. How I can get the outlet, we have done it in our previous tutorial. Press control, and then from your label, since it is selected, you can select here. Here it should be outlet, and you will name it my riddle label. Okay, this is the first one. I wanted the riddle label, and then another one is, this is what is depicting is the answer. So I'll create one more. I will say answer label. Okay, clear till this? What we wanted is, now what additional thing we want? These are the actions. So for that we need to create an action item, not the outlet. When we need outlet is when we are actually playing around with the button text or some properties of the button. What we need to know in this case is, when the button is selected, we want to do some operation on it. So let me say like one action I'll create, and this is not the outlet. Make sure you focus on this part. It has to be an action. So I will, for my this thing, my first thing is, this is what, show next riddle. So let's name the show next riddle. Okay, this is my first connection, and this is by default, it's always a touch up inside. There are other options also which we'll explain later, but touch up inside is basically when you click on a button, it goes, you tap in and you release it. So that's why the action event is touch up inside. Okay, and argument is sender. Okay, so I'll just connect. I have my show next riddle. Similarly, the other one I will have show answer. Again, I'll go here, I'll make sure it is action, and I'll say show ANSWR. Okay, show answer, and I have this setup ready. I can close this window. I have stuff ready. Now we'll see the implementation, what should happen. Okay, so basically what is required, initially we wanted to show one riddle, and then my riddle label should show the riddle, say like the first riddle, and the answer label should be a question mark. It should have a placeholder. So where we can do that is when the view is loaded. Okay, this is one part I wanted to highlight. Whenever we are, what we are doing is, since it's a subclass of UI view controller. We'll go to the example later in the tutorial when we talk about inheritance. But what is happening is we have a superclass. We created a base subclass out of this base class which inherits this property. Okay, and whenever you override any method of the superclass, you should always, if you want the properties of super, you should start with super viewed. So super properties are given. Now what you wanted to do on the top of it, you can do it here. Okay, so what I will do now is I wanted to set up the actions inside my this thing. So let me show you in the very first part. What I wanted to do is, let's show how the next riddle button will work. Okay, the very first thing what we have done is, here you could see my current index is 0. So what will happen the moment you click on the show next riddle, my current index should increment. Okay, my bad. So self dot current index, this should become plus. Increment should happen with +1. Okay, now another thing what we need to do is, if now how many things I have? 3. So one check what we need to do is, if my current riddle index, okay, is equal to I have riddles, okay, that's an array. So array has a count property. So the count is 2. So I'll say here it will be 0 first, then it will become 1, then it will become 2. Okay, then it will go to the next condition. It will check 2 is equal to the count. Okay, when it will become 2, it will say what you need to do is reset the index. So what I will do, current reset index is equal to 0. Okay, now let's get the question. How we will get the question? Since it's in an array, I will say let my riddle equal to, riddle is of type, what is it? Type of string. Okay, this is Swift is type inference. So if I will not give, still it will take the string value. This is more for readability. So I will say equal to riddles. Now what I wanted to access is current riddle index. Okay, so riddle I will get. Now I got the riddle. What I need to do is, I wanted to show it on the label. So label is, I have a riddle label. I will say text equal to my riddle. Correct? So what we did here, the moment you press on the next button, okay, what happens is, I will, whatever my index is, initially what I do is I set the index to 0. Okay, so it will give the first index, it will take shadow. That part we need to do. But when you click on the button functionality, it will increase the riddle count and it will check if it has reached to the count, it will make it 0, and it will try to get the riddle from the riddle this thing. And it will, what we need is answer label text we need to set. So answer should not be seen initially till you press the answer label. 1 second. Okay, there is no S, so it's basically answer label dot text is equal to question mark we'll put. Okay, this way what has happened, my functionality for next button, whatever I can think from the object diagram which I've showed you, it makes sufficient use cases. It actually we can get to know, like we have covered these many use cases with this. We'll test the application. If we miss out something, we'll come back and do that. Okay, and show answer should be very simple. What I need to do is, I don't have to play with any increment. I'll say let my answer is of type string. Okay, let's skip this and we'll see, like, you don't need to. So I'll say answers. Now what I need to access is the current index. Perfect. Once I access the current index, I have the answer. Now what I want to do is, I want to update my answer label. Okay, I'll say text, my bad. Okay, answer label dot text is equal to my answer. Okay, so what we have done is we have done the basic functionality for both of our buttons. Okay, and they are updating the riddle label and answer label correctly. Okay, let's run the application and see what all we have on the screen. Okay, so let me make the size of the simulator a little small. Okay, so this is my simulator. Okay, so what we are doing is, this is my first this thing here, and this answer is this. But what we have not done is, this is where I have entered my text in the label itself, correct? So what I need to do is, if I click on the answer, index is 0, my I only exist when the light, but so answer is something. So we will, now what we need to do is, we need to set constraints. So this might be showing the value, but we don't have constraints set up. Okay, something it is showing. I'll click on again, it is showing some value, but it is what it is doing is, the font is not proper. Okay, so let's solve this problem quickly. Okay, I'll say command W, and what we need to do is, I'll go back. Let's go to main storyboard, and what is happening is, this label is small, correct? So what we will do is, we should add the constraints, but I will give you that as a homework to actually finish that part. Okay, you try that. If it doesn't work, anyways, we'll be covering it in the next part.
We don't have to give the label, right? It's text. We can keep it as empty.
We can keep it as empty. I wanted to show that part also. Right now, I am putting the text here, so it is coming correctly. But if the text is not there, I just wanted to see one more time. Let me run the. Okay, so you can see here, if I click on answer again, it will say for this riddle, the answer is this. I will click on next. So it says what travels around the world staying in the same corner. So answer is not there. You can guess. Once you have guessed, you click on this, it will tell you this time. Okay, if I tell, it says there, this is the third riddle. If I click on the answer, 2 kgs. Now if I click on that, it will say the first one, and you will come back. So this is our basic implementation, where I wanted to show you like the very simple app. We'll do additional things on it. I wanted to show you the app icon, how it will work, and then we have something called launch screen, and then again I want you to finish up on the constraints, because we have covered enough lessons on constraints. If it is not done, and if you have any concerns, we'll be covering it in our lesson. Okay, so this is it for today. The next lesson will understand like what all other things which we can actually do to finish up our application, and there will be a couple of things which we wanted to do in the next lesson. So I'll see you here. Thank you.